morning, students. Next topic we are moving on to limitations of crystal field theory. So, as we have seen, there was Werner's theory. Limitations were there. It has been overcome by VBT. VBT has some drawbacks. It has been overcome by CFT. Likewise, CFT has some limitations. It will be overcome by ligand field theory and molecular orbital theory, which is not in our syllabus, but it will be overcome by these theories. So what are the limitations we shall see? So the CFT has couldn't able to explain. It couldn't able to explain color of the complex, color in the complex with full and empty d orbital. So that is nothing but in our last class I said the color is due to DD transition. The color is due to DD transition. So if at all, if this is the orbitals, if all the electrons are filled, if all the electrons, all the orbitals are filled with full electrons, then there is no possibility of an electron in the ground state to shift to the higher energy level. Likewise, if at all, if the electrons, if the orbitals are completely empty, if the orbitals are completely empty, then also there is no electron to jump from lower energy d orbital to higher energy d orbital. So that's what the concept of CFT. CFT says about DD transition. So in fully filled also there is no possible of DD transition. Fully empty also there is no possibility of a DD transition. So but still fully filled d orbital and fully empty d orbital. With fully empty d orbital the complexes are colored in nature. That part couldn't able to explain by the CFT. So the next point is, so in CFT, the ligands are being considered as point charges. The ligands are considered as point charges. Considered as point charges. So if at all, if anionic ligands are there, if anionic ligands are there, then the anionic ligands should show the anionic ligands, whatever is there, it should show the greatest splitting effect because they are negatively charged. It should show the greatest splitting effect. But in case of CFT, in case of spectrochemical series or in spectrochemical series, so the anionic ligands are at the weak field or it has been considered as the weak field. So according to CFT, ligands are considered as point charges. The anionic ligands should show the greatest splitting. But ligands have been, anionic ligands have been considered as a weak field. That is not matching with the assumption what they have taken. Next thing is, so in CFT, so metal and ligand bonding, the bonding between metal and ligand, it is being considered as purely ionic. And it is nowhere in CFT, it is being considered as covalent. So in our general thing, we say that even though the bond is ionic, so there are some covalent character. There are some covalent character in it. But in CFT, it says that the bonding between the metal and ligand is purely ionic and there is no chance of covalent character in it, or it doesn't tell us about the covalent character between the metal and the ligand. Next we'll move on to the next one, that is metal carbonyls. So metal carbonyls, carbonyl is an ligand. So the metal is bonded to the only one type of ligand, that is carbonyl ligand. So we shall discuss about that one. So that is metal carbonyls. metal carbonyls. So in case of metal carbonyls, the metal is bonded to a carbonyl ligand. So these are called as metal carbonyls. These are also called as organometallic compound. These are also called as organometallic compound. Organo because it is carbon here. So the carbon is bonded to metal. Organometallic. Carbon is bonded to metal. So that's why it has been named as a organometallic compound. Organometallic compound. So in this class of compounds, so carbonyl only is the ligand here. So no other ligands are used. Only carbonyl is been acting as a ligand. So that's why they are also called as homoleptic complexes. Homoleptic complexes. The homoleptic complex is nothing but it consists of only one type of ligands. So it is an homoleptic compounds where these contain both sigma and pi character. In all other cases, we have come across with only sigma bond character, but here the bonding between the metal and the ligand is having sigma and pi character. This is the very important thing. So metal carbonyls are nothing but organometallic compounds in which so what a CO, that is carbonyl groups, acts as the ligands. These are homoleptic complexes which has both sigma and pi character. So these you can relate one another and you can form an definition of it. These are the organometallic compounds in which CO is acting as a ligand. These are homoleptic complexes with both the sigma and pi character. So we shall see the structure of some metallic carbonyls now. These are the few examples of metal carbonyl. So the first example we can observe here. So it is nickel and the ligands are carbonyl groups here. So we can make out tetracarbonyl nickel compound it is. So nickel doesn't have any charge over here. That means that the complex is nickel carbonyl, tetracarbonyl nickel. That is the oxidation state on the nickel is 0 here. Likewise, the next complex, it is tetrahedral in nature. You can make out here, it is an trigonal bipyramidal. So we can name or we can write the formula of this one. This is pentacarbonyl iron complex. So here also same thing, there is no charge. That means that on iron we don't have any charge or oxidation state. Carbonyl group is an neutral ligand. Likewise, we have octahedral complex. So it is also same thing. Hexacarbonyl groups are attached to the chromium here. So likewise, the next one will move on to. So this is how many carbonyl groups we shall count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is octa. So it is cobalt here. So octa dicobalt complex here. Dicobalt complex is that particular example. So we can write the compound as. We can write that compound as cobalt and it is octa. So you can observe there is an bond between cobalt and cobalt. Metal and metal bond is there and there is an bridging carbonyl group also. Here also one bridging and here also one bridging. So two bridging carbonyl groups we can observe in that particular compound. So here it is Mn2CO10. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 total 10 carbonyl groups are there. That is what a complex in which we have the metal and metal bonding between them. So it is MnCO5 is the complex. So two MnCO5 complexes have been bonded to one another through a metal-metal bonding here. So this is about a few compounds what a structure of a few metal carbonyls, we shall move on to the bonding in the metal carbonyl. So the next topic is bonding in metal carbonyls. Bonding in metal carbonyls. So the how the bond between the metal and the carbonyl will be there, we shall see. So in this case, the first thing, the lone pair of electrons, lone pair of electrons, lone pair electrons of carbon is donated to metal, is donated to metal and forms a sigma bond, and forms a sigma bond. So lone pair of electron, by the donation of lone pair of electron of carbon, which carbon it is? It is from the carbonyl carbon. So we can mention carbon of a CO is donated to metal to form the sigma bond. So in the metal we have empty orbitals will be there. To that metal with the empty orbitals, the carbon will be donating a pair of electron and it forms an sigma bond. So how it is, we shall show that one in this way it will be. A dative bond is going to form between the metal and the carbon. This is the first thing. Second thing is, so in metal, in d orbital, we have some electrons. In the metal, in d orbital, we have some electrons. So d electrons of metal will be donated to carbon, in which a pi star orbital, empty pi star orbital we have. So the metal with an vacant, metal with an, the carbon, I'll mention in this form, carbon where we have a vacant pi star orbital. The filled d orbitals or the d electrons of metal will be donated to the carbon, in which the vacant pi star orbital will be there. So if at all, if it is donating an electron to pi star, then this bond will be having characteristics of pi bond itself, because the orbital is pi orbital. So the bond nature also will be pi orbital itself. So the resulting will be M into C. The resulting will be a pi bond. It is an pi bond. We shall see that our structure, how it is going to donate metal. So we'll take up a metal. Orbitals we shall show. Carbon, carbon. So overlapping we won't show here. So we'll write it as donation. This is empty orbital with oxygen. So this is pi orbital, empty pi orbital, empty pi star orbital we have. Now, so in the in carbon we have lone pair. Carbon lone pair is there. This lone pair is being shifted, or it has been donated to the empty or the vacant orbital, vacant d orbital of metal. And what it forms if it donates? It forms a sigma bond. This is our coordinate bond. So carbon with a lone pair, it is donating a pair of electrons to metal and it is forming a sigma bond. Now in the metal we have, so in the metal we have filled orbital. Filled d orbital is also present. This filled d orbital of metal is giving back the electrons to the carbon. It is giving back the electrons to the carbon, where carbon is having empty pi star orbital. So to that it is giving. So this bond will be having a pi characteristics. So here you can observe, usually in a coordinate bond, the ligand is going to donate a pair of electron to the vacant d orbital of metal and it forms an coordinate bond with it. And that will be with sigma characteristics. That is the normal thing. But in case of carbonyl group, so the metal, filled metal d orbital is also donating the electron back to the empty pi orbital of carbon. This is nothing but, we call that one as back bonding. We call that one as back bonding. And this metal ligand bonding creates a synergic effect. Metal ligand. Metal is donating a pair of electron to the empty pi star orbital of carbon and it is called as synergic effect. Very important word, synergic effect. Due to the synergic effect, the compound is more stable. This back bonding or the synergic effect will strengthen this bond here. So in other complexes and all, you can observe only one bond it will be present. But due to this back bonding, it makes the complex more stable. That it is nothing but it strengthens the bond between the carbon and metal or metal and carbonyl. So this is what the speciality of metal carbonyl compounds or organometallics. So lone pair of electrons from carbon to metal it is donated, which forms a sigma bond, and filled orbital of metal also will be donating a pair of electron to the vacant pi star orbital of carbon, which is having a pi characteristics. This is also, this type of bonding is called as back bonding. It is also called as synergic effect. Due to this synergic effect, it is going to strengthen the bond between the metal and the carbon. Not only this carbonyl has this not only this carbon has this back bonding nature. So we have some other ligands also. So that is Cn minus and NO plus. So all these ligands, that is Cn minus also as well as NO plus also. All these ligands has the ability or capable of donating the electrons to the metal, and as well as it has the ability to accept the amount of electron density from the metal atom to their empty pi or pi star orbitals. These are nothing but they are being called as a pi acceptors. So it forms an it is going to accept. These are accepting either to pi orbital or to pi star empty orbitals. So carbonyl as well as Cn minus and NO plus, it will be accepting to pi or pi star orbitals. So that's why they are called as a pi acceptors. So remember this word, pi acceptors, and it is important. Cn minus, NO plus, CO are nothing but they are being called as pi acceptors or pi acid ligands. So pi acid ligands, we can also write that one. Here I'll be writing pi acid ligands. These names are important in competitive. So in competitive, they won't mention as metal carbonyls. they'll be mentioning as pi acceptors or pi acid ligands. So pi acid ligands or pi acceptors are nothing but they are going to accept these have the capability of accepting the electron from the metal, and that will be metal is going to donate a pair of electron to either pi or pi star orbitals. So in these orbitals, so this interaction is going to the interaction between the metal and the ligand CO, like here carbonyl. This interaction is going to lead or it is going to increase the delta naught value. So this interaction between the metal and carbonyl or back bonding is going to increase the delta O value. That is why these ligands are called as. This is going to increase the delta O value. That's why these ligands either CO, Cn minus, NO plus are called as strong field ligands. So remember these things. Pi acceptors or pi acid ligands has the ability to accept the electron from metal, and it has been shifted to either pi or pi star orbital. So these are called as pi acceptors or pi acid ligands. This increases the delta delta O, that is crystal field splitting in the complexes. So that's why these ligands are nothing but crystal field ligands and are placed at the right of the spectrochemical series. In the spectrochemical series, this has been placed at the right side.